Good day, viewers. My name is Darlington Okoka, and I welcome you to Delwit Electrical YouTube channel. Today, we shall be discussing on a very important topic called
how to do the drill earthing method to carry out an effective earthing system. This type of method is very important in areas whereby the soil resistivity is quite high and you need to get a very low resistance for your earth part. Now, in this process, what is required of you is to ensure that after measuring the soil quality, you have to know the number of earth rod or how many meters depth you are supposed to go to get an effective resistance. In this video, we've been able to carry out the soil test and we realize that we are going to be going 16 meters down the ground. So in that case, we are going to be using galvanized pipe, and most galvanized pipes are usually 5 meters or 5.1 meters. So we are going to be sending down 4 galvanized pipe down the ground. So when we take those 4 galvanized pipe down the ground, and we are going to be welding the earth rods to the first galvanized pipe that is going to go to the ground. So what this means is that the first pipe is going to have a socket, while the end of the next pipe is going to have a nipple. So we are going to screw the nipple to the socket and you have complete 4 galvanized pipe taken to the ground. The following steps are quite essential to get an effective earth resistance. Number 1, you have to purchase the 4 galvanized earth pipe and 3 earth rods. You now make sure that the function of this galvanized earth pipe is just to help you take the earth rods to the ground. Why you are buying 3 earth rods is because we want a situation whereby 3 earth pits will be drilled so I can loop them together. So the galvanized earth pipe does not perform any special function. The special function is performed is just to take the earth rod and the belt conductor to the ground. The second step is to weld the earth rod to the first galvanized pipe. This is very essential because if you don't weld them together, there is no way it can fit in perfectly to take it to the ground. So you have to weld them together. Now the third step is to weld the nipple and the socket accordingly to the earth pipe. So the first earth rod, at the bottom of the first earth rod, you weld your galvanized earth rod. Then the top of the galvanized pipe, you weld a socket to it. Then the second galvanized pipe, at the top you weld a nipple, while the other end you weld a socket. Similarly too for the third and the fourth, so that you can screw the nipple to the socket and it will hold perfectly. The fourth step is to insert the bare copper conductor into the first galvanized pipe and clamp them to the earth rod. This is very essential because this connectivity is essential so that when there is an excessive current, it can flow through that belt conductor to the earth rod, then down to the ground, giving it a very low resistance part. The fifth, you now drill the ground using a 3 inches drill bit. You drill it down to 20 meters because we know that we want 16 meters, but because of the number of pipes we're using 4 pipes at 5 meters each, then we need 20 meters to get to the ground. So you are going to use a drill bit of 3 inches. You drill down to the ground. Now when you are done with this, you remove the drill bit and then insert the first galvanized pipe. Be careful to anchor this pipe to the ground using a skid, an anchor skid, so that the entire 5 meters 2 inches galvanized pipe does not fall to the ground without you screwing the second one. So when you use a skid to hold it to the ground, you now bring in the second galvanized pipe and screw it together. After passing the belt conductor through the pipe, you screw it together to anchor it properly. So you do this for the first and second pipe. Similarly for the third and the fourth pipe, you do it same way until the fourth pipe gets to the ground and is seated properly. Now, after the fourth pipe has gotten to the ground, you have then successfully anchored the 20 meters depth that you require, and the belt conductor comes out, and you now make sure that you don't test immediately. So your next step is to wait for a minimum of 5 hours or 6 hours so that the soil and the earth rod will have an effective contact before you can test. So once you have waited for like 6 hours, you can now carry out your resistance your earth resistance test using your earth meter. You test it effectively. Then the next step is usually advised to drill about 3 holes, because when you drill these 3 holes, the first hole you are testing might not give you the effective resistance. But when you drill 3 holes with 10 meters apart, you can now loop the 3 holes together and you take your resistance. And when you take your resistance, I can assure you that you are going to get a minimum of 1 or less than 1 ohms for your system. And once you have gotten this effective resistance, you can now connect to your earth panel and connect to your facility where you want the system to be earthed, and you have now successfully carried out a good earthing system for your facility. So this is the drill method, and it's very simple and effective. Whenever you are experiencing difficulty using your normal earthing method or your grid method and you cannot achieve your required resistance, you can now try this grid method and be assured that you can get your effective resistance. Thank you very much. I believe this video has been very useful to you. If it has, kindly click the like button or subscribe button to subscribe to our channel, so that whenever useful videos like this are posted to our channel, you can get notified. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.